Okay, so if you're in the crypto space, you know things change fast. Names, functions, it's a lot to keep up with.
Absolutely. Constant evolution.
And today, we're going to dig into one of those big shifts.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking at how a major tool seems to be morphing into something much bigger, maybe even a super app.
Mm-hmm.
Our goal here is really to unpack what's going on with the Base app. It used to be the Coinbase wallet. We want to understand what it is now.
Right.
And especially get clear on this difference between custodial and self-custody. That seems crucial.
It really is. That idea of self-custody, of user control, is basically the thread running through all the source material we looked at.
Okay.
And understanding that is key for anyone dealing with digital assets, crypto, NFTs, whatever. Why this change matters and what it means for who's actually in charge of your stuff.
Got it. So let's start simple. The name change. Coinbase Wallet is now Base app.
That's the headline, yeah. The Base app is the new name for what was the Coinbase wallet. Simple enough on the surface.
You're saying it's not just slapping a new label on it.
Exactly. The real point here, the one they're emphasizing, is that the Base app is defined squarely as a self-custody wallet, sometimes called non-custodial. It's also an on-chain browser.
Okay, self-custody, non-custodial. Let's break that down. What does that actually mean for someone using it?
It means you, the user, have full control. You hold the private keys, those secret codes that prove ownership and let you move your crypto or your NFTs.
So Coinbase doesn't have them.
Nope. Coinbase, the company, doesn't hold your keys for the Base app. You do. That's the core difference.
Right. Okay, so that's the big aha moment, maybe. Like, compare it to a bank account. My bank holds my money. They control the access in a way.
Precisely. With a traditional bank or even the main Coinbase exchange platform, the service provider is the custodian. They hold the keys to the vault, so to speak.
But here, with the Base app, I'm the vault keeper.
You are. You're the sole authority. Your power comes from those private keys, which are usually managed through something called a recovery phrase. You might have heard it called a seed phrase.
That string of random words you're supposed to write down and hide.
That's the one. Lose that phrase and, well, the assets are potentially gone. Coinbase can't help you get them back because they never had the keys in the first place.
Wow. Okay. So huge responsibility.
Absolute responsibility, but also absolute control. They can't freeze your funds. They can't block your transactions on the app side. It's like having digital cash in your own digital wallet.
All right. So the Base app keeps that self-custody foundation. User control is paramount. But you mentioned it's aiming to be more than just a wallet, this super app idea.
Yeah, that's the next layer. It still does all the basic wallet things, holding crypto, sending it, receiving it, swapping tokens, connecting to dApps, all that's still there. But the ambition is bigger. They're positioning it as an everything app or a super app for your on-chain life, a single place to do much more than just hold assets.
And everything app sounds huge. What kind of things are we talking about? What gets integrated to make it super?
Well, think about bridging different Web3 activities. It's meant to be a gateway where you can, manage your DeFi investments, browse decentralized websites, collect NFTs.
Okay, standard Web3 wallet stuff so far.
True, but then add integrated social features. Mini apps built perhaps within the ecosystem, trading capabilities maybe more streamlined, and they specifically mention things like quick USDC payments.
Okay, so wallet management, DeFi, NFTs, plus social, plus payments, plus other apps, all inside this one self-custody app.
That's the vision, yeah. Combining all these functions into a single interface that you control with your own keys.
And how does that actually work? I mean, some of those things, especially social or frequent small payments, need speed and low cost. Blockchain can be slow and expensive sometimes.
Right, and that's where the connection to the wider Coinbase ecosystem comes in, specifically their Layer 2 network, which is also called Base. Confusing, I know.
Okay, so the Base network powers the Base app.
In many ways, yes. The Layer 2 network Base provides the speed and the low transaction fees, the low gas costs that you'd need to make things like on-chain social interactions or quick, cheap payments practical.
So the L2 is like the engine under the hood, making the super app features run smoothly and affordably.
Exactly. Without that kind of Layer 2 infrastructure trying to do all those things directly on, say, the Ethereum mainnet would be too slow and costly for this kind of integrated experience. The L2 is pretty much essential for the super app concept to work.
Okay, that makes sense. But putting all that functionality, trading, social, DeFi into one self-custody app,
Yeah.
doesn't that, concentrate the risk if someone gets my recovery phrase?
That's the inherent trade-off. It absolutely concentrates the risk. The convenience is having everything in one place under your sovereign control. The risk is that if that control is compromised, if someone gets your phrase or you connect to a malicious app through its browser, then everything managed by that phrase is potentially vulnerable.
So ultimate power, ultimate responsibility, all tied to that one phrase.
Precisely. It raises the stakes for securing that recovery phrase significantly.
This brings us to a really critical point of confusion we need to clear up, something the source has highlighted. The difference between this base app and the main Coinbase platform or exchange.
Yes, absolutely vital to distinguish these. It's easy to get them mixed up because of the branding.
So spell it out for us. Base app versus Coinbase.com or the Coinbase exchange app.
They are separate products. The base app, as we've been saying, is non-custodial. You control the keys. The main Coinbase exchange, where most people maybe first bought crypto, is a custodial service. Meaning when you use the main Coinbase exchange, Coinbase holds the private keys for the assets stored there on your behalf. They manage the security, the infrastructure. It's more like a traditional financial service in that sense.
Okay, so base app, your keys, your crypto. Coinbase exchange is their keys, your crypto held for you.
That's the fundamental difference in the custody model. Different security implications, different control dynamics.
And practically speaking, do I need a main Coinbase account to even use this new base app?
No, you don't. That's a key point showing its independence. You can download and use the base app entirely on its own. It's designed as a standalone gateway to the decentralized web, managed solely by you.
Right. That distinction feels incredibly important for listeners to grasp. It really comes down to understanding where the risk lies and where the control lies.
Exactly. With the exchange, you trust Coinbase security and support, but give up direct control. With the base app, you get full control, plus this expanding super app utility, but you shoulder all the responsibility for securing those keys.
It feels like a shift in how these services are being presented, offering that super app convenience, but on a self-custody foundation.
It's an interesting evolution, trying to blend the usability people expect from centralized apps with the core Web3 principle of self-sovereignty.
Okay, let's try to wrap this up. We've covered quite a bit. We started with the name change, Coinbase Wallet becoming the base app.
Yep, the rebrand.
Then we really dug into the core principle, self-custody, the user holding the keys, the recovery phrase being paramount, that total control and total responsibility.
A foundation of it all.
And then the expansion. Moving beyond just a wallet to this super app concept integrating DeFi, NFTs, social payments.
All powered by the speed and low cost of the base layer 2 network.
Trying to bring that seamless experience, but keeping the user in charge of their keys.
Which leads to that final thought. Maybe we're seeing this trend. Platforms trying to combine the best of both worlds, the rich features and convenience you get from centralized apps, but built on top of a non-custodial framework where you, the user, still hold the keys.
So what's the big question that leaves us with? What should people be thinking about?
Well, I think the provocative question is this. As these self-custody apps become more powerful, integrating everything, your social connections, your money, your digital identity, your collectibles into one place, controlled by one recovery phrase. Does that make things riskier for the average person? Even though you have control, the consequences of losing that single key become immense. Is consolidating everything under self-custody actually easier or just higher stakes?
Convenience versus the potential for catastrophic loss if you mess up that one crucial security step.
Exactly. It's the balancing act. How much responsibility are users willing and able to take on for that level of integrated convenience and control? That's something we'll likely see play out.
Definitely something to chew on. Understanding who holds your keys and what power the app managing them has seems more critical than ever. Thanks for breaking that down with us. Keep thinking about those trade-offs, everyone.